Hello and a big welcome to the channel. I've got to get on with it. Skip the introductions. The plane's already up and running, but I've got to get up in the air in the next 5-10 minutes or else I haven't got time. But welcome to flight 72 of 210. This is N'Djamena to Niamey. If you want it in countries, it is Chad to Niger. The expected flight time is about an hour and 45 minutes, which is why I've got to get out of here now. Because if it's any more than about an hour and 50, we are in trouble. So yeah, I've got to get out of here. Got to get on with it. Got to get my foot down. So there won't be 10 minutes of waffling. We're already well, hang on a minute. I better just wait here just so we get the confirmation for takeoff, and then I've got to go up the runway and then back down, which is not what I want to be doing right now, but it's going to be necessary. Oh, he's not even giving me clearance for takeoff. What a nightmare. This needs to be as efficient as possible, and it's not being. Right. Let me just set this up like that so we know a rough idea where we're heading. And let me, yeah, sorry, it's not the usual intro because I've got to really crack on with this. Because the flight to come here was like 10 minutes longer than what it should have been. Come on then. Yeah, you better give me the clearance. Right, let's go anyway. Which way do I go? I'll go to this end because then at least we're heading in the right direction. But yeah, welcome to flight 72. It was the last flight was a weird one. The music was weird, and as well, as you probably realised, the music also, the weird spooky music from the Village film, also got copyright strikes, so I had to remove it from the video. So spooky all round. But yeah, there won't be any random unnecessary takeoffs today. But what else is there to say? Yeah, departure time is now, which is, we're in the UK time zone, weirdly enough. It's so 10 past 11 UK time is departure. Like I say, hour and 45 minutes flight time. If we can do it in an hour and 40, even better. But yeah, we're right on the cusp of what I'm able to do this morning. Yeah, another lengthy flight. I think the next one is only like sort of a half an hour, 40-minute flight, because when I was zooming in to set up this flight, I could actually see the city of the next flight, which is, I'm not even going to try and pronounce where we're going next after this. Not even. I'll give it an attempt tomorrow when I've read it over a few times, but I'm not even going to attempt. But basically, it's Burkina Faso tomorrow. So if you want to look up the capital of Burkina Faso and attempt to say it, and yeah, be my guest. I'm not going to try that right now. Right, let's turn around here. We've got the lights all set up and everything, haven't we? But yeah, we need to get out of it. It's 10 past 11. I've got till 1 o'clock, so I've literally got an hour and 50 minutes. Yeah, so if the flight's any longer than that, yeah, they better not be lying to me about the length of this. Because I've got a meeting. I've got a meeting in Niger. I've got a meeting in Diori Hamani Airport at 1 o'clock, so I've got to be at Diori Hamani Airport at 1 o'clock. Let's put it that way. Oh, I can't be late. Right, come on, let's get on with this. Right, music-wise, I've not got anything set up. Not even had the safety demonstration this time, but you've heard it before. We're just gonna. Oh, why is this taking so long to turn? Right, we're just gonna get on with it. I'll set up the music. Listen, we've got an hour and a half at cruising altitude. I've got time to sort out any music. Let's just get on with it. Right, okay. This feels weirdly familiar, as if I've taken off from here before. Yeah, I have done. Right. Why is it like wobbling? Why is the plane wobbling? Plane scared. Right, everything's set. Yeah, 39,000 feet, 250 knots. Plane's wobbling for no given reason whatsoever. Right, let's just give it. Right, cabin crew, take 2 seats now. We're going. Plane's wobbling. What's going on? I don't know what the volume's saying in terms of... I've got the volume set for the game. Anyway, right. Okay. What time is it? 12 minutes past 11. It's touch and go, the length of this flight, really. It's touch and go, this. Niamey. This is us officially leaving Niamey. Oh, sorry, it's the altitude. Right. If there's any way I could do this quicker, I would do. But I already fly flat out, you see. So it is what it is. We're not going to use ILS as well on the way in. I'm just going to... In fact, the flight plan takes us directly in terms of... our orientation to the runway. We're absolutely bang in line with the runway on the flight plan. So I don't need ILS. I'll be absolutely fine. Once we're 100 miles out from the runway, I'll just start the descent, set to 7,000, have a look, and we should be fine. Right, let's get in line with this flight plan. And then I'll let autopilot take over. But yeah, we seriously, like, I think it's predicting an hour and 41 minutes. I've got an hour and 45 now, so yeah, I hope that's accurate, because it wasn't with the flight from Central African Republic to Chad. It was like 10 minutes longer than what I thought it'd be. Anyway, right, let's switch over to autopilot now. I tell you what, should we bank a little bit this way and see if we get the smooth transition. Not bad actually. Right. Usually likes to swerve the other way of whichever way you're going. Right. So we'll switch them off. I will power down slightly there. Okay. Might as well zoom out all the way. And then we'll zoom out on here. We will get the seatbelt signs off now. Okay, right. Well, I'm hoping for an efficient flight as possible. If there was any way for me to fly quicker today, I would do. Put it that way. What's the terrain saying? Well, the weather looks clear. I'll give it that. The weather looks clear. So we're taking off from there, just on the other side of that river. N'Djamena. One last goodbye to N'Djamena, and heading to Niamey, Niger. Right. It's going to bank to the right at this point, I think. Right, what else we need to do? Not a lot. Right, let's have a look at some music. What should we have on? Don't even have to be music, if you get anything on YouTube, innit? What should we have? Yeah, so I don't have to do anything until we reach almost cruising altitude. Oh, we didn't have this on, did we?
Please pay attention to illuminated signs and crew.
Is it a bit late now?
Including the following safety procedures. The safety card found in your seat pocket contains important information about exit routes, oxygen.
It's tradition, we've got to have it on. Is it bad luck not to have this on, you know what I mean?
You must adopt if you hear brace, brace.
Yeah.
There are 8 emergency exits on this aircraft.
Yeah.
The cabin crew are now pointing out the exits nearest to you.
Come on then.
Please be aware that your nearest usable exit may be behind you.
Swear down.
Emergency lighting will guide you to an exit. In an emergency,
Yeah.
leave all baggage on board.
Yeah. I'll
The
take mine
seatbelt is
with me though.
fastened,
I need my
adjusted,
bag, innit?
and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened.
Listen, it might be bad luck not to have played this, so I'm playing it now. You get what I mean?
Drop from above you.
Yeah.
Pull the mask towards you to
Yeah.
start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth
Yeah.
and breathe normally.
Yeah.
Hold the mask in place with the strap.
Swear down.
Pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take a life
If we
jacket
land on
from
water,
under
it's gone seriously wrong because we're smack bang in the middle of the African continent.
Pass the tapes around your waist and
If we land on
together.
water, I've gone a good couple of thousand miles off piste.
Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate it by pulling the toggle.
Oh yeah.
If it fails to inflate or needs topping up,
Yeah.
blow into this tube.
Yeah, man.
There is a light and whistle for attracting attention.
Ooh, you prima
Cabin
donna.
crew can assist you with life jackets for children.
Yeah, man.
Your tray table must now be stowed, armrests down,
Yeah.
window blinds open.
Yeah, 'cause we're
and
about to take
seatbelts
off.
fastened. Further information regarding your safety on board can be found in the in-flight magazine.
Come
We
on.
hope you have a great flight.
Yeah, you're already 20,000 feet in the air, ladies and gentlemen. Right, anyway, right, what are we having on? I thought if I don't play that, it might be bad luck. You know what I mean? Right, what are we having? Gandalf versus what? No, Brev. Back to the 80s, 15 masterpieces. Gandalf's Call. Musica Latina 2025. Oh, what are we doing? What should we have on? New plan. F1's plan to return to V8s explained. Yeah, go on then.
If you thought the FIA cancelling its planned summit meeting this week on bringing V8 engines back to Formula 1 means that the idea is dead, think again. There's actually a new plan to cement the V8 return that makes the change look more like a when rather than an if.
I
It's one that
swear.
involves F1 having potentially much lighter cars, cheaper power units,
Yeah.
and a lot more noise.
Come on then. I think it
Even
will
though the all-new
happen.
turbo hybrid
Yeah,
engine-
but we're talking about... It's not happening next year, is it? What are we having? Why Portugal might be the most important military power? Nah, probably not today. Harry Kane on fire, Bayern Munich 3, Chelsea 1. Oh, unlucky, mate. Best overtake ever, I'll be the judge of that. Nah, they'll do me one if I put that on stream. Max's race highlights. Verstappen's Nürburgring NLS debut. He didn't win, because I would have heard about it if he won. He didn't win. How Airbus beat Boeing. Yeah. Yeah, should we play that? No, Borden. Oh, mate. They can't. Oh, what? Look, check this out. Oh, wait. Shall we do it? Shall we do it? Shall we do it? Shall we do this?
Airbus and Boeing have been competing head-to-head for decades as the world's largest commercial airplane makers. The
Come on.
European-based Airbus entered the market 56 years after its rival.
We might
And
learn
today,
something, do you know what I mean?
76% of the world's fleet is made
Hey,
up of
let's
Airbus
face
and Boeing
it,
planes.
How many
But over the
thousand
last
miles
few
have I flown
years,
so
Airbus
far in
has
this?
edged out
Let's
Boeing for
learn a
market
bit
dominance.
about what I'm flying.
Airbus is clearly in the lead, and they have a good lead. And if you just want to measure that, it's by the backlog of the airplanes.
Yeah.
Airbus has made a steady profit since the pandemic, while Boeing hasn't made a profit since 2018. Airbus's total backlog,
is it
which
still
are
in
planes
business?
that have been ordered but not yet delivered,
How
is
are you not making profit since 2018? Are you still in
compared
business?
to Boeing's 5,643.
How are you
which
making a loss of
represents
seven
billions of
years?
dollars in revenue,
What do you mean?
And is estimated to take almost
How is this
13 years
sustainable?
to complete.
We've gone from back in 1978, where you would hardly ever see an Airbus airplane in the US, to now having
me doing a world
50% of the
tour.
market here in the US.
Yeah, money.
Since 2019, Airbus has delivered more planes annually than Boeing, which has been dealing with crisis after crisis, including 2 deadly crashes of its best-selling 737 MAX 8,
Damn,
which
son.
grounded that aircraft for nearly 2 years. It's
Yeah.
also been dealing with significant financial losses, manufacturing issues, and production limitations.
Lucky,
One
bruv.
thing I want to be clear about.
This is why I've
Airbus
chosen
was
an
already
Airbus
winning the
A320
race
for the
before
world
MAX
tour.
9 into trouble
You know, it was never
because
going to be a
the
Boeing
A321
747 world
in
tour, was it?
general gained share.
Never.
Narrow-bodies
too
make
big.
up the majority of the commercial aircraft flying today.
Yeah.
These planes are very versatile. They can do multiple short trips a day
Yeah.
or cross oceans and continents.
Yep.
Boeing 737 was the world's best-selling narrow-body
Nope.
until 2019, when Airbus's A320
Come
surpassed it in
on!
total orders. And depending on how many planes are delivered in 2025,
A320,
the
ole,
A320
ole.
could take the reins as
Airbus
the most
A320,
produced
ole,
jet
ole.
family in history.
If you look across the board at the backlogs and indeed at orders, everything is fine in every category.
A320,
except
ole,
for
ole.
the A321.
A321, do you know what? I thought about downloading that. It's a bigger
CNBC
version.
explores how
But
Airbus came
not
to
worth
be
it.
the biggest commercial plane manufacturer.
I'm happy with this.
And whether it can stay on top.
Yeah, boy. Come on.
737 christening ceremony took place in the new final assembly building.
In the late 60s, Boeing was dominating the commercial aircraft market.
Yeah, not anymore,
It had
bruv.
just debuted the 737 and the world's first ever wide-body jet, the massive 747.
Yeah.
European aerospace companies took notice.
The biggest misconception about Airbus is that it was some sort of instant creation circa 1969. It really wasn't. It was a merger of a number of European national champion aerospace companies
down.
that had been building planes.
See, you're
in
gonna
World
learn
War
something.
II, World War
I didn't know this.
The only way they could do it was by pooling their resources, and thus Airbus.
As more people took to the skies, airlines looked to operate bigger aircraft. At the time, all wide-body planes had 3 or 4 engines. For reference, a wide-body typically has 2 aisles, flies longer distances, and can carry anywhere from 250 to 500 passengers, while a narrow-body or single aisle has 1 single aisle through the cabin, flies shorter distances, and can have 100 to 230 seats.
Yeah.
Airbus shows up in the 1970s saying, hey,
We're nearly
we
at
have a
cruising
wide-body
altitude here.
plane, but with just 2 engines. And airlines sat up and said, whoa, 2 engines. And obviously, 2 engines that can take you the same distance as 3 are better because your maintenance costs are a lot lower.
In 1972, Airbus introduced the first twin-engine wide-body jetliner, the A300. Despite having only 2 engines, the A300 could only carry around 250 passengers, versus the massive 747, which could be configured to fit over 500.
Wow.
Not a lot of people saw the need for an intermediate-sized jet, so production rates were 1 or 2 per month for quite a few years.
In 1978, the Deregulation Act was enacted in the U.S., creating more competition, new airlines, and expansion of smaller ones. As airline needs shifted in the 80s, the demand for cost-effective short-haul aircraft grew.
They began to see the need for a new generation single aisle, basically centered around 150 seats.
Airbus had not yet made a profit, and the company needed a plane in its fleet to compete with Boeing's popular narrow-body, the 737, which had already been around since 1967.
Being blown around a bit
Airbus
here, aren't we?
launched the A320 single-aisle program in 1984.
The workhorse of the Airbus commercial jet family is the A320. The A320 was one of the few commercial aircraft
Let's
designed
go.
to compete against Boeing's 737
A320,
powerhouse,
baby.
and has succeeded where others have failed.
You
Its
know the
fuselage
game.
is a little bit wider than the 737, and some airlines have taken advantage of that to put in slightly wider seats.
The A320 debuted with a lot of new advanced technology. It was one of the first commercial jets that used a side stick versus yoke controls. This is still a key difference between Airbus and Boeing planes today. It also introduced fly-by-wire controls, meaning when you pull back on the side stick, it sends electronic signals to a computer
Hey, I didn't know that.
aircraft
What are you talking about?
versus a physical cable.
You put
One
me off.
could argue from a flight controls point of view, the A320 is a generation ahead of the 737.
Oh, yeah. Is it-
When
we're
first came into the
generation
market, it
ahead,
was
just look.
controversial. Fly-by-wire,
Obviously.
when it first came out into the market, was something that
Yeah.
was really just used in military airplanes.
The jet's debut, however, ended in a crash during
Hey!
the first demonstration flight at an air show in 1988.
Oh, that's
When the
horrendous, isn't
A320
it?
was first introduced,
Imagine.
it suffered a series
Oh,
of
no.
accidents, including some fatal accidents that killed crew and passengers.
Imagine.
And that really stalled the public acceptance.
Yeah,
of
damn
the
right
plane.
it stalled
Took a while
it.
there too to get traction.
No,
When
they
it did,
debuted it at an air show and
well,
crashed it.
succeeded far
No,
beyond
dude.
expectations.
A320 just
I'm
came
surprised
into
he
the
just didn't
world
throw the towel
20
in there,
years
are they?
later and has that advantage in terms of just
Oh, my
fundamental
God.
design differences to the airframe.
By the
Here's our brand new
1990s,
plane
the
that we've been
A320's
working on for
success
12
would start
years.
to put pressure on its
Boom.
U.S. competitors. Airbus, which was backed by European
Damn,
governments, made
son.
its first operating profits.
Right, where are
Once
we? Hang on a
Airbus
minute.
was
Let
more
me.
market proven as an aircraft builder, and U.S. airlines started to see the performance results of the Airbus aircraft in other airlines' fleets. They became
getting
more
blown around a bit
open
here,
by
you
Airbus
know.
planes, and it was really the A320 that.
I hope we've
helped
not got a
Airbus
headwind. I could do with going as fast
the
as
door
possible.
open into the U.S.
Look
market
at this.
and many other parts of the world.
Basically, Boeing, through all of this, had 50% of the market. So what you basically had was Douglas, Lockheed, and Airbus duking it out for the other half. Lockheed exited sometime in the mid-'80s, and then everyone knew McDonnell Douglas, matter of time.
In 1997, McDonnell Douglas merged with Boeing, forming the duopoly we know today.
If you think about the evolution
okay.
of Airbus, I mean, Airbus really started in the narrow-body market with no market share, edged out Douglas, and then continued to get share.
The Boeing 737 family and the Airbus A320 family are the company's best-selling planes and have been a crucial segment of competition. The list price for one A321neo is around $129
Swear
million.
down, 129 and a
Competition was
half
head-to-head when
million.
it came to wide bodies
Is that
too.
how much
In the
they're
90s,
worth?
more fuel-efficient twin-engine wide bodies were introduced. Airbus debuted the A330 and 340, while Boeing introduced its 777.
The A330, they
129
kept refining it
million.
at Airbus. It did pretty well. And then Boeing attacked it
We're
with
being
the
blown
787
around
Dreamer.
here. Look at the
And despite all
speed
of the
here.
flaws baked
It's
into
not
that
stable
development
at
program,
all.
It did better than the A330 in the long run.
Then from 2003 to 2005, Airbus took more orders and delivered more planes than Boeing.
That 50-50 formula kept persisting, and what Boeing was doing was effectively winning on profitability rather than market share. They were willing to say, all right, we're going to be 50%, but our margins are going to be 9%, and yours are going to be 4% or less. It was a formula that worked for them until, of course, the problems with the MAX.
Despite declining sales for four-engine jets, Airbus spent billions creating the biggest double-decker, quad-engine commercial aircraft in the world,
Oh, the
and
380.
possibly the most identifiable Airbus plane, the A380.
Yeah.
It was in service from 2007 until it ended production in 2021.
The A380 is an engineering marvel. Unfortunately, in a way, the A380's success was
massive, isn't it?
eclipsed by the success of Airbus's smaller aircraft, namely the A330 family and more recently the A350, which are twin-engine aircraft that can hold 250 to 400, 450 or so passengers and operate ultra-long-range routes.
Yeah, so an
Look at
A380 is not
Airbus.
really necessary,
Wow,
is it?
You're going to be tied for number one. You might even be number one. The only thing you could do to screw that up is launch a super jumbo for a market that's going away super fast.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what
It's
they
not
did.
really
It cost them
necessary,
a
is it,
decade.
for a plane
Today,
that big?
Boeing still dominates the wide-body market with nearly 56% of the global fleet. These aircraft are used for long-haul travel like international flights. Boeing currently has a backlog of over 1,500 wide-body planes. The company has had multiple manufacturing issues with its 787 Dreamliner, and the 777X, which has yet to be certified, is years behind schedule. In 2012, Airbus announced it would begin manufacturing in Mobile, Alabama.
Go back to 1978, and Airbus had a small office here in the US with about a dozen people working there. Roll forward to 2025, and we have a very large manufacturing facility that manufactures airplanes in Mobile, Alabama. We build helicopters in Mississippi. We build satellites in Florida, and actually are present in over 40 locations across the US.
Today, Airbus's biggest customer is Delta Airlines. It has slightly more Airbus planes in its fleet than Boeing.
Airbus has had a different manufacturing strategy than Boeing. Theirs has been more regional, so they have a final assembly plant, a FAL, as they call them, in Asia, one in North America, one in Europe, where Boeing's final assembly has been highly concentrated in North America. China was almost exclusively Boeing customer for many, many years. By having a final assembly line in China, I think Airbus would argue that that helped them get some share in China.
Airbus has been manufacturing in the U.S. for nearly 10 years. It's about to open a third production line, 2 of which are for the 320 family and the other for its smaller 220 jets it acquired from Bombardier in 2020. In 2010, Airbus announced a new variation of its best-selling narrowbody called the A320neo, short for new engine option, which promised a 15% less fuel burn than the previous
That's
generation.
what we're flying now.
In 2011, Airbus had a record number of orders for 1,419 aircraft.
Yeah, that's
more
what
than
this
double
one
them
is.
the
This is
year before.
A320neo.
That same year, American Airlines, which had been strictly a Boeing customer, put in an order for hundreds of these new planes. And in 2019, the A320 family surpassed the 737 in total orders.
Originally, the business case was for around 600 airplanes, and now we are up to 19,000.
Boeing's response to the more fuel-efficient A320 was the re-engined 737 MAX that debuted in 2017. But over the next few years, the manufacturer faced a
I had
series
never heard of it, bruv.
challenges. In 2018 and 2019, 2 737 MAX 8s crashed and killed 346 people. It was later found a flight control system known as MCAS had malfunctioned on both flights. The planes were grounded for several months and production rates were reduced. Then the pandemic brought air travel to a halt, and the company had a record loss of $12 billion in 2020. Airbus saw losses of over $1 billion in both 2019 and 2020, but returned to profitability in 2021. But Airbus has consecutively had more annual orders and deliveries since 2019, making it the world's largest plane maker. Then in 2024, a door plug flew off of Boeing's 737 MAX 9 plane, leading to more production delays of its best-selling jet, and an annual loss of $11.8 billion in 2024.
Airbus has profited from the challenges that Boeing has faced. Some airlines decided to place orders.
That's
with
how the
Airbus
game works,
for
though. Do you know what I mean?
rather than Boeing.
And if you look at Airbus's backlog today, it's dominated by A321.
Airlines looking to cut down on fuel costs have been turning to these more efficient, longer-range narrow bodies for longer flights like JFK to LA or the East Coast to Europe.
Of our single-aisle order book, or backlog as we call it, 72% are the Airbus 321, and that's opening up routes and markets that they couldn't fly directly before.
The economics with single aisles were so much better than the economics with wide bodies. And the Airbus A321neo wasn't perfect, but it was the biggest and best single aisle you could get, and leading Airbus to effectively a 60 or 65% market share from the standpoint of both deliveries and orders and backlog. It's become the hinge factor between the two.
Boeing doesn't really have a comparable airplane. The 737 MAX 9 isn't quite as big. The 10 is big, but it doesn't quite have the range. So where Airbus has done well in the market is they have a product that Boeing really doesn't have.
The 737 MAX 10 has a range of 3,100 nautical miles and can seat a maximum of 230 people, versus the A321neo, which has a range of 4,700 nautical miles and can seat 244 passengers. But the MAX 10 has yet to be certified.
The bad news is, given these delays, these many-year delays, and given the challenges, and also, frankly, you've got this attack on the administrative state in Washington, which is also toxic from Boeing's standpoint. These are resources they need to certify planes, and they're increasingly in short supply. So there's a lot about DOGE and the attack on the FAA and other administrative agencies that's really not at all good from the standpoint of Boeing certification.
In 2024, Airbus delivered 766 planes, compared to Boeing's 348.
Wow.
Most of the revenue from aircraft is received on
More than
delivery.
double.
Boeing 737 MAX production has been capped at 38 planes a month since January 2024 by the Federal Aviation Administration. That rate was 52 planes a month prior to the pandemic and 2 MAX crashes. So far in 2025, it surpassed monthly delivery goals compared to last year. Airbus has faced production challenges too. It, like the rest of the industry, has been dealing with supply chain issues post-pandemic and an engine recall for many of its jets.
There was the Pratt GTF engine 2 years ago with the difficulties they encountered with the metal powder issue that is leading to a big recall campaign and that is limiting the number of engines going for new fit for us. Also last year, with production difficulties faced by CFM and their supply chain, that has led to a difficult end of 2024 and also some shortages at the beginning of this year.
Airbus deliveries have been lower compared to last year, but the company said it still expects to deliver 820 new planes by year end.
In the medium term, it's hard to see anything that stops Airbus from controlling that all-important mid-market segment. We're really talking about a battle for the 2030s here. The 2020s have been decided.
The industry could face other challenges like tariffs and a possible recession in the coming months.
For an industry that's thoroughly globalized, this is absolutely toxic. There's a lot about these tariffs we just don't know right now, but it's remarkable the extent to which the jetliner industry became a model of free trade, and the U.S. competed and absolutely did great with an enormous trade surplus, and that's now at risk. Now, as for the airplanes themselves, the majority of structures are indeed imported.
Even though Airbus now has manufacturing in Mobile, Alabama, it still imports parts like wings and fuselages.
The US exports 6 times more than it imports in aerospace products and components. And so the concern about a tariff regime is that that is then going to impede in that supply chain, and it's going to add to the costs of the airplane.
More expensive airplanes could mean rising costs for the consumer. Both the Boeing 737 and the Airbus A320 and their variations are newer interpretations of jets designed decades ago. The industry has been waiting for new technologies, engines, and designs to be introduced.
The A320 has been a platform that's been around for many decades. The next generation airplane will be a completely new platform. It's going to be based on new propulsion techniques, a new wing design, new materials, and also a more digitally enabled airplane. We hope to see that flying in the second half of the next decade.
It is so much more complex to design and build a new airliner today than it was decades ago. Airlines are struggling with what is the right design, what materials go into it, what engines do we use for it, what fuel powers it.
In 2022, Boeing's CEO at the time, Dave Calhoun, announced that it would not introduce a new airplane into the next decade.
So on that range and payload envelope, they've really got nothing that competes with the 321neo. They need a new jet. They absolutely need a new jet. And so that, of course, told people that they should go and order an A321neo, which they did. There were 1,300 sales in the following 12 months. So Dave Calhoun, in a lot of ways, was the very best CEO that Airbus ever had.
Airbus hasn't announced a new clean sheet plane either, but at a recent summit outlined what technologies could potentially power a new single-aisle aircraft. And despite Boeing's struggles, experts say it's not inevitable that Airbus's lead continues.
Airbus is just positioned better because they just have more latitude to kind of wait and see because of the product lineup today.
Right now things look fantastic, next 5 years at least. But eventually someone is going to disrupt them, and it might just be a resurgent Boeing. And for the first time in way over a decade, they actually have a really good leader at the helm.
Experts also say China's COMAC could enter the market.
If COMAC is able to make inroads in the West, especially if the Chinese government decides to subsidize the sale of those airplanes to get some sales, into Western airlines, that could introduce one of the most serious threats to both Airbus and Boeing that we have seen in a long time.
Brazil-based Embraer could also be a strong competitor to enter the narrow-body space. The company, which makes smaller regional and business jets, has been talked about as a company that could disrupt the duopoly.
I'd put my money on Embraer first. Embraer is a very, very capable company, good engineers.
If Boeing doesn't do a competitive response, then again, the 321neo becomes the hinge of fate. Obviously, in the long run, a lot can go wrong with that. It's your classic innovator's dilemma. Why would you disrupt yourself when you're the overwhelmingly dominant player on the market? So, will something change? It must. Entropy, right? But until then, Airbus gets 2/3 of the market, which is not at all bad.
There you go. Not at all bad. Oh, is it still telling me to go down to 38? Shut up. What should we have? Oh, you see now it's giving me all these documentaries now, isn't it? Shut up. You can't predict a Charles Leclerc flop, don't be stupid. The Verstappen era. Damn right, bro. Damn straight, dude. I don't know what we're having. Let's have a think. Let's have a think. Oh, I might just have to do it, because this is not going to shut up, is it? Come on, slow down, you moosehead. Oh, at 265. We're not in overspeed anymore. Interesting. Interesting. I might try and eke out a couple more mile an hour here. Because I've got to be quick. Right. If I can go to 265, I will do.
Yeehaw!
Oh, this is what you need to watch. This is it, bruv. This is it, bruv. This is my favourite game of all time, by the way. Yeah.
Hello there. Allow me to take you back and tell you the story about a little game known as Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories. It's
Best
a game
game
released in
ever made.
1999 for the original PlayStation, and for the past decade or so, this game has taken the world of speedrunning by storm. Forbidden Memories was everywhere. It was practically impossible to avoid, even if you tried. It seemed like everyone had a friend who had tried running the game, and if not, you probably stumbled upon the game in a stream somewhere. It was like a plague that spread to all corners of the speedrunning community. It didn't matter if you were a PlayStation, Nintendo, or PC guy, Forbidden Memories had an allure to it. But what was it that drew people to the game and gave it such an infamous reputation? Today, I hope to answer this question as we dive into the story of Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories, the ultimate roulette of speedrunning. Speedruns Live, a place where many of my videos seem to start. A classic website used for finding streams related to speedrunning and racing your friends in your favorite games. As the legend goes, a speedrunner by the name of BJ was streaming Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories casually on their Twitch page. BJ was most commonly associated with speedrunning the Spyro games, and that's mainly what the runner SSBM Stuff, aka Saboom, followed him for. Saboom had played Forbidden Memories when he was a kid and was pleasantly surprised to see BJ streaming the game, as memories from his youth came rushing back, reminding him of how much he
Big
loved
nostalgia,
the game.
this.
The following day, BJ and Saboom, along with runner DSmon, would see who could beat the game's world tournament the fastest. This race took place all the way back in January of 2013, and is the first recorded race of the game on Speedruns Live. Looking at the player comments, it seemed like the guys had fun, and we can presume they were all together in a voice call on Skype, chatting it up. This was effectively the birth of the game, but eventually someone was going to be brave enough to race the full game, to take it just that one step further.
Yeah.
And we only
many
have to
steps
look 2
further.
races above,
It's one of the
where 5
hardest
players would
games
attempt just
ever.
that.
Ever.
And this paints an entirely different picture.
Oh, yeah.
A 12-hour completion,
Yeah.
a 21-hour completion,
And 3
and
forfeits.
3 forfeits. This was the first proper attempt at beating Forbidden Memories in a speedy
not easy,
setting.
mate.
And out of the 5, Saboom's attempt would go on to be somewhat of an urban tale. As the story goes, Saboom's attempt was an absolute endurance test, spanning over 30 hours of continuous play before finally throwing in the towel from exhaustion. During this stream, 1,000 viewers witnessed the madness that was Forbidden Memories, and Saboom would also go on to get partnered due to the viewers he pulled. The 30-hour marathon of a stream is unfortunately lost to time, but many were inspired to give the game a whirl after watching him play it. And so, the seeds were planted, and the rest is history.
There we
but
go.
What happened during this race to cause such wildly different completion times between first and
Well.
second? And why did 3 people forfeit? The answer is that this game is an absolute RNG nightmare. So let's talk about how to play it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories does not play like your typical Yu-Gi-Oh! game, but some core concepts still apply. If you're not familiar with any Yu-Gi-Oh! Whatsoever, don't worry, I'll explain the basics of dueling in this game. Let's take a look at a random duel played by the runner Matt13 against Rex Raptor, one of the first opponents in the game. Every player begins by drawing 5 cards, where you can then begin to summon monsters onto the field. In Forbidden Memories, you can fuse together cards to make stronger monsters by selecting multiple from your hand,
And that's
done by
key.
pressing up on the D-pad.
And that is the key.
On Matt's first turn, he sees that he has a plant and a female card, which makes Queen of Autumn Leaves with 1800 attack. Pretty decent stats for the early game. Rex
Yeah.
then plays a card in defense position, as he has nothing strong enough to take down Matt's card. On Matt's second turn, he plays Armored Zombie at 1500 attack, his best option since there aren't any better fusions in his hand. On turn 3, Matt performs a common strategy known as tossing, also known as cycling to some. Matt selects Karibo and Beaked Snake, but the 2 cards aren't fusible, so the game tosses Karibo out of the game. The sole purpose of this move is to dig for more useful stuff in the deck. Since you always draw until you have 5 cards in your hand, it can be beneficial to get rid of some trash cards that won't be of any use. In the following turns, Matt whittles away at Rex until his health points reach 0, winning him the duel. As Matt wins the duel, a couple of stats show at the end.
Yeah.
The amount of star chips gained, a form of currency we'll get into later, the card you obtained from winning the duel, and your overall rank for how well you did. Your rank is determined by a plethora of factors, such as speed, amount of fusions, and a lot more. This plays into what card drops from the duelist you fight. There are 3 separate so-called drop pools for each duelist in the game: SNA POW, SNA Tech, and BCD POW Tech. Whatever rank you get will acquire you a random card within that drop pool, although the cards don't all have the same chances of dropping. Going back to Matt's duel, where he got an S-POW on Rex, we can see that he got Ganigumo, which has a 17 in 2048 or 0.83% chance of dropping if you get an S or an A-POW. So we know the basics of dueling, and we know a bit about how the card drops work. So now, let's get into why this game is an absolute RNG fest to speedrun. To begin, your
mate, the
starting deck is
music.
random. The 40 cards you get handed to you at the start of the
The
game, well,
nostalgia.
it's pretty much out of your control. Although
I
there
played
are
this
a
as
few
a kid
cards
for
that the game
years.
has to give you. For example, the game has to give you a removal card. There's a 50% chance that you'll get Raigeki, and 50% you'll get Dark Hole. Raigeki clears all monsters on the opponent's side of the field, whereas Dark Hole clears everything.
Yeah.
So Raigeki is slightly preferred, although running with Dark Hole is fine if the rest of the deck is solid. You're also given a field card, where hopefully you'll start with either Mountain or Umi. These cards power up the main monster you'll be looking to fuse later on in this game.
Twin-headed Thunder
If you
Dragon.
don't get this one, it's not too big of a deal. The real thing that runners will most
the amount of emphasis that will be put
equip
on
card.
Twin-headed
Equip
Thunder
cards
Dragon
are exceptionally
is
difficult to obtain,
absolutely
so starting with a good one is a
critical.
necessity. Out of the 28 equip cards that you can start with, only 5 are viable to continue the run.
Twin-headed
A
Thunder Dragon
17.86%
is what
chance.
this game is
These
all
are
about.
Dark Energy, Beast Fangs,
It
Horn of
really
Light,
is.
Dragon Treasure, and Invigoration.
Why?
If you don't get one, you're better off quitting out to the main menu, resetting the run, and trying for another deck. Then, of course, we have the monsters, which are a bit of an added bonus. Most runners don't reset if the monster cards are bad, but there are some types that are preferred early on, such as beasts or plants. If your starting deck contains any dragons or thunders, that's a huge bonus.
Oh, yeah.
Because Forbidden Memories' late game win condition is the almighty twin-headed Thunder Dragon.
Yeah.
A strong,
He's
easily
the
usable
beast.
monster at 2800 attack. The reason you need such specific equips and field cards from the
To
starter
boost
deck
him
is
up.
because those are the cards that work with twin-headed. All of them giving the monster
It's all
500
about him.
attack
It
and
is
defense
all
each.
about him.
Once you have your deck, the run begins by losing a scripted duel to Hai Shin, where afterwards you move on to face a bunch of opponents in the World Tournament. Rex Raptor is the first opponent in the tournament, and conveniently, he's easy to beat and drops a bunch of really good stuff. After beating Rex, you can back out to the title screen and enter free duel mode, where you can farm him for drops, which most runners usually do. Again, beating your opponent drops a measly
Oh yeah, you
one
can
card,
just
which is one of the
practice
reasons
duel
this
him
game
again
can
and
take so
again and
long to
again and again
complete.
and just
On some runs, you can
get
sit there and
cards.
farm Rex for 45 minutes
be there
without
for
a single
months.
useful drop. Whereas on a different run, you could potentially skip the Rex farm if your starting deck is insane enough.
You what?
Rex can
Dragon
drop a
Foot,
handful
yeah.
of useful dragons and thunders on SA PAL, such as Crawling Dragon number 2, Dragon Zombie, Oscilla Hero number 2, and Electric Snake to name a few. But he can also drop Beast Fangs on BCD ranks, useful on Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon. Once you're ready to move on from farming, you'll continue through the World Tournament, and the opponents go from pretty easy to decently challenging throughout. Since you don't really have that many Thunders and Dragons at this point in the game to fuse twin-headed, your strategy for getting through the World Tournament will usually rely on fusing beasts and females that
Hey, we're
hover around
talking
the
along
2000
here, you know,
attack mark.
265.
It's surprisingly addicting to learn all the different fusions and figure out what
483
the best play each turn is.
knots here.
Although, sometimes a weird one-off fusion can occur that you weren't expecting.
Oh yeah, look at this. When you get a chain like this. What the fuck? And then it just discards it. Sometimes you can fuse together 4 or 5 and it just make a beast.
I fused a Tiger Axe and a Dark Fire Dragon, and it made Cocoon of Evolution.
The first opponent after farming Rex is Weevil. He's easy enough. Then there's Mai, who's not too bad. Bandit Keith has a small chance to play Zoa at 2600 attack,
You fucked
which
if he
can
plays
be a bit
Zoa.
troll, but otherwise he's pretty beatable. Next is Shoddy, who old school runners actually used to farm since he drops a few good Thunders and Dragons, but also Beast Fangs and Umi on BCD ranks. After that is Bakura, who can play Labyrinth Wall or Millennium Shield, both with 3000 defense, which can be annoying to get around.
Yeah.
After that, it's Maximilian Pegasus, who at absolute worst can play Meteor Black Dragon, a 3500 attack monster which you
bro.
have almost no chance of beating at this point in the run unless you draw Raigeki or Dark Hole.
Yeah.
Bikuri Box is one of his more common plays at 2300 attack. Tricky to get around too if you don't draw correctly. Pegasus can actually drop Megamorph, which is the best equip card in the entire game, giving 1000 attack and defense to any monster as opposed to the usual 500 that the other equips give. The issue with getting this card is that you need an S or an A tech as your ranking from the fight, which is very complicated to achieve and takes a very long time.
Megamorph!
Boom.
No way.
Best card in the game.
No way.
Boom.
Even if you do it right, Megamorph has a 64 in 2048 chance of dropping, or 3.13%. It isn't always a waste though, as other really good things can drop from S or A tagging Pegasus, such as Bright Castle, an equip that works on twin-headed, Widespread Ruin, the best trap card in the entire game that kills an opponent when they attack, and Hamburger Recipe. You know, in case you wanted to summon Hungry Burger onto the field.
Oh, please don't be Game D, please.
You imagine spending like 40 minutes in a duel trying to beat him perfectly just to get that.
Entire game.
No.
I'm talking dragons with high drop rates, Dragon Treasure, Umi, Spike Sidra, who can be combined with a single Thunder to make twin-headed, and Widespread Ruin.
Any dragon over 1600 only needs 1 electric to make twin-headed. I already know this.
Pretty much every run at this point will quit out to the free duel mode and farm Ishtar for hours once they've defeated her to improve their deck. She does have the downside of not dropping any Thunders, but that's where the star chips come in. After each duel, you'll acquire star chips depending on your rank.
Yeah.
These can be spent in the password menu on the title screen. Runners usually spend their star chips on Thunders, as dragons are generally easier to obtain through winning duels.
Yeah.
After the Ishtar farm, you'll finish the World Tournament by facing off against Kaiba, who can also play Labyrinth Wall and
Blue
Millennium
Eyes.
Shield, but also Blue Eyes White Dragon. Not terrible to deal with, especially if you just farmed Ishtar for like 2 hours. At this point, you may have caught on to the fact that our opponents are starting to get pretty unfair, generally summoning monsters that outright beat twin-headed in a head-to-head.
Yeah.
Cards like Blue Eyes White Dragon, Black Skull Dragon, and Meteor Black Dragon have way more attack power than twin-headed, and usually require an equip to beat. And in the case of MBD, 2 equips. If you think these cards are unfair, we're about to enter the part of the game where things get silly.
Oh yeah. The tournament's just the start. What? Yeah. The tournament's just the start. Once you get into the mages.
There's 2 paths runners can take from here on
You're
out to finish
done,
the game.
mate.
You
You're
can choose the final
done.
7 route or the final 6 route.
Nah.
The final 7 route has you fight all of the low and
High
mages
meadow-
from
high
Shrine,
meadow mage,
Ocean,
mate.
Desert, Mountain, Forest, and Meadow.
Yeah, let
to then
them.
move on to face the final 7. In
Mate.
the final 6 route, you take a detour to fight Labyrinth Mage and Seto second.
Nah, but do you
before
know what he's
finishing
not
the mages.
explaining here?
This knocks the amount of fights you have to do.
Do you know
at
what
the
he's
end
not
of the game
explaining
from
here?
7 down to 6.
Hang on. Do you know what he's not
Some people-
explaining here?
This route, you take Mountain, Forest,
Right.
and Meadow.
This is critical, this, right? See these different realms here. You have to go to each one of these, and there's 2 duels. So you've got like, say that's mountain. Oh, I can't even see which one's mountain. I think this one's mountain. You've got like low mountain, and high mountain, or low desert, high desert, low whatever it is. Yeah. And I think it's the Meadow Mage, I think. Oh, mate, honestly. So there's 2, 4, 6. So these 10 duels here. This is before you get to the final 7. He's on about the final 7, but you've got to beat 2, 4, 6, 8. These 10 are in there before you even get to this final 7, mate. And these 10 are fucking solid.
To then move on to face the final 7. In the final 6 route, you take a detour to fight Labyrinth Mage and Seto second before finishing the mages. This knocks the amount of fights you have to do at the end of the game from 7 down to 6. Some people prefer this way because all of the fights at the end of the game are done in a row. If you lose just one fight, even the very last one, you have to redo them all.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
absurdly punishing, and we'll talk more about it later in the video.
But that's part of
it.
it.
Should be mentioned that the final 6
That's
route
part of it,
isn't
though. If it
necessarily
wasn't
easier by
absurdly
any
punishing,
means.
you wouldn't be talking about
Labyrinth
it, would
Mage
you?
is the first opponent in the game who has everybody's favorite monster in his deck, Gate Guardian.
Oh,
a
ridiculous,
3750 attack monster
Gate Guardian,
that absolutely
GGs.
annihilates you unless you draw Raigeki, Dark Hole, Widespread, or 2 equips with a twin-headed. If you're used to the rules of the official trading card game, it's just so insane to see this guy just
Gate
put a card
Guardian,
with this high attack
you might as well
straight
just
up
quit
raw onto the battlefield.
as soon as you see
Seto
that.
second is super unforgiving too. He can play Gate Guardian,
That
MBD,
three-headed
Metal
thing.
Zoa, Blackluster Soldier, Blue Eyes White Dragon,
Yeah, but-
and a fuck ton of other things too.
Yeah,
if
there's-
you beat them both, then cool.
there's
you don't
that
have to fight
triple-headed
Labyrinth Mage later
dragon
during the
thing.
Final Gauntlet. To unlock the mages, you must visit the Pharaoh's
Yeah, here we
Palace
go.
to duel Mage Soldier.
Here we go.
A laughably easy opponent at this point in the game. But
Yeah.
drop-wise, he does have a 50 in 2048 or 2.44% chance of dropping
Ooh.
Dark Energy, an
Okay.
equip that works for twin-headed.
Okay.
After beating him, the mages are now unlocked. and you can
These
tackle them in
is
any
where
order you
this
want.
is where the
low
game
and high
starts.
mages of each
These
shrine do need to be completed in a row.
Forest
but the low
Shrine
mages
and
are
all
attack
that,
easy
Meadow
compared to the
Shrine,
high ones.
Mountain Shrine.
The ocean and desert
Oh,
shrines are
mate.
the 2 easiest out of the 5.
Yeah.
With the only problem being a few strong monsters that high ocean mage can play, due to them getting a field buff from Umi being the default during these duels.
But Meadow
High Mountain
Mage gonna
has a
kill
low
ya.
chance of playing MBD or Black Skull Dragon on turn 1. Absolutely devastating cards with the mountain field buff you begin on,
Yeah.
turning them into 4K and 3700 attack monsters. High Forest Mage can be an absolutely ridiculous duel at times. His best card is Perfectly Ultimate
Yeah,
Great Moth,
Perfectly
a monster
Ultimate
with
Moth.
4K attack with the help of Forest,
Nah.
which the duel starts with from the beginning.
You ain't
Take a look
beating
at this clip
Perfectly
from my
Ultimate
first run of
Moth.
the game that I did on my Twitch stream the other week.
Yeah.
What is it, the fucking moth from Silent Hill?
Yeah,
oh my
mate,
God.
you're done. It's over. It's
Come on.
already lost.
Play a fucking magic. Play a magic. You fucking idiot.
Another moth,
No,
mate.
attack with the moth.
100%.
Yes! Come on!
It doesn't matter.
What
It
is
doesn't
Not
matter.
another moth.
Yeah, it is. Bang.
No! No!
It's over.
Would you believe me if I told you that he actually played a third Moth that duel? Yeah, seriously, the duels just get ludicrously difficult at this point in the game.
Yeah.
And we're not even at the end yet.
Oh.
Lastly, for the mages is the Meadow Shrine.
Oh,
and High
yeah.
Meadow Mage can play good old Gate Guardian.
Boom.
We're used to it at this point.
Oh.
I guess. But not with Sogan on the field. Seriously,
Exactly,
4,250 attack points. How in God's name are you supposed to get past this shit?
Yeah,
the
bro.
only thing you can really hope for is Raigeki,
Plays
Widespread,
Gate Guardian
or
with a
perhaps
lucky buff on
easy
it.
Mode, as it's
Nah.
called. Easy mode is a catch-all
Done.
term in Forbidden
You're
Memories,
done.
where the opponent will begin by playing a relatively weak monster on their first turn,
What
which
a
gives you a
sick
good
game
chance of
this
winning
was,
the
though.
duel.
It
since
still
they'll
is.
continue to play monsters
What a
with
sick
equal
game
or
this
lower
is, man.
attack if you clear their monster on turn 1. With enough luck, you'll make it past the mages, and now you can either choose to go straight to the final gauntlet or farm some more to improve your deck. You
What
can
a
go back to
sick
Ishtar
game.
for more dragons, Widespread, Dragon Treasure, or an Umi. If you have a trap card in your possession, you can do Atex on Pegasus for Megamorph or other good stuff. Or you could farm low Meadow Mage for the rare 0.98% chance at an MBD drop.
Yeah, well, you can eat it.
Boom! Meteor Black Dragon. Best. That's the best drop. Yeah, it's the best card you can get. I don't think you can actually get a Gate Guardian, but you can get but Meteor Black Dragon. I think by the time you're at the end of the game, you got like 3 of them. I swear, like, by the time you're near the end of the game, you've got to have 3 meteor black dragons in your deck. You've just got to have 3 of them. And with a load of equips and stuff like that. So you got to have Meteor Black Dragon and like 10 different ways. Yeah.
Final gauntlet.
That's it. You see, you need both of them.
Cards, and it is by no means a guaranteed.
I think you can't have more than 3 of one card. So you have 3 Meteor Black Dragons by the end.
Boss sequences in gaming.
Yeah.
The difficulty here is legendary status.
Yeah, bro.
If you played this as a kid back in the day, there's almost no way you'd be able to beat it unless you knew about Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon and what equips to use. When speedrunning the game, you go into these bosses with the bare minimum cards, hoping that you draw correctly and hoping that the opponents give you easy mode. So how bad can it get? Let's go over the duels. In the case of Final 7, Duel 1 is Labyrinth Mage. Strongest card,
Mate,
Gage
the
Guardian.
music is so
3750
nostalgic
attack.
as well.
Duel 2, Sebek. Strongest card, Zoa. 3100 attack with Yami field buff.
Yeah.
Duel 3, Neku. Strongest card, Skull Knight. 3150 attack with Yami field buff. Duel 4, Hai Shin. Strongest card, Gate Guardian. 3750 attack. Duel 5, Seto 3rd. Strongest card, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon.
Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, I've been beat by that. Yeah.
Duel 6, Dark Knight. Strongest card, MBD. 3500 attack. And Duel 7, Nightmare. Strongest card, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. 4500 attack.
Yeah, mate.
Again.
You're
It goes without saying that this part of the game is unnecessarily difficult. The worst fight of them all has to be Seto 3rd, who has a 55% chance of beginning the duel with a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon.
55% chance!
If you somehow manage to take it down with widespread removals, he'll just play another one.
Yeah.
He has 3 of them. Instant death. There's basically nothing you can do to get past it. With 90% of the decks you'll have during a speedrun. Hai Shin is also super annoying because his chance of playing Gate Guardian turn 1 is stupidly common. And because his monster is so strong, you only have so many turns to dig for equips, a removal, or MBD.
Exactly,
if you have one.
you only get
if you
2
give him control
goes,
of the
really.
board, he often plays Megamorph onto a strong monster, to the point where they exceed 4,000 attack, and it becomes near unwinnable from there.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, but watch, what was he going to play? Yeah, well, bang. Yeah, you're fucked. And another Mega Mode, Bang, game over.
Nightmare is pretty scary too, because like with Seto, he can also play Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. The chances aren't as high as on Seto, but it's beyond infuriating spending 20 minutes to get to the fight, only to get slapped in the face with an ultimate turn 1. Besides Ultimate, Nightmare also has Gate Guardian, MBD, and Moth in his deck. It's a brutal last fight. Hai Shin, Seto, and Dark Knight also have access to incredibly devastating magic and trap cards, such as Widespread Ruin, Reverse Trap, Raigeki, Shadow Spell, and Megamorph. Oh, also, the AI literally cheats from Hai Shin onwards. If you play a card face down, the AI is programmed to know which card it is. They can literally see through it. Not only that, on Hai Shin onwards, you might see a 5-card hand visually. But these goons have 20 cards in their hand. I'm dead serious.
You're joking.
All of this is happening while you're listening to some of the most stressful music imaginable. Forbidden Memories does not fuck around.
The music's crazy.
No way!
What the fuck is this? I've never seen this.
No! I just
Exodia. Nah, that's
To
crazy.
get past the final gauntlet, you just need one lucky run. One attempt where everything lines up. And because that almost never happens, having splits that look like this is common. Just finishing the game is an accomplishment. The RNG is that bad. But that doesn't mean it's impossible. And some players have tried to defy the odds. How
What's
far
the
can you push
quickest?
this game
What, 6
if
hours?
you just have a little bit of luck on your side? Let's take a look
5
at the
hours.
players who have tried and succeeded.
Go on then.
The first big world record that I remember when I first started watching Forbidden Memories was Monopoly Man's 538.24, set back in March of 2013. A really nice run with 11 dragons, 7 thunders, 1 widespread, and 3 equips. Monopoly Man got 2 of his equips from farming Mage Soldier. Not a bad strat for the time, but one that isn't really common anymore, since drop rates are better understood now. His run also featured a first try Final 7, which is extremely uncommon to get even to this day. Many players would attempt to beat Monopoly Man's run in the coming months, and at this time, it was a thrilling time to be a spectator of Forbidden Memories. Since the game mostly centered itself around luck, practically anyone could be the next record holder. Given you understand the basics of the game, you just have to get lucky enough, and who knows where good RNG might take you.
Yeah.
It was like the Wild West, where anyone who was doing races on Speedruns Live could snag the record at any moment. Saboom would get very close with a 5:49.45, but the record wouldn't fall until June 2013, where 2 Brazilian players would lower it by a ton. The Ernator with 4:53.18, and our Copat with 4:18.58.
4:18.
Yeah, not often you see world records being beaten by over half an hour. No. The record would continue to fall, with GFC getting a 4:06.16,
4 hours
Colin
dead.
7 with 4:56, and the Ernator again with 3:29.27, set in May of 2014.
3.5
this
hours.
record sort of marked the end of an era where
Yeah.
if you wanted the record now, you had to Hail Mary the final gauntlet once you
Yeah.
started running out of time for farming. And then hope you miraculously beat the game.
Yeah.
The lower the record falls, the less time future runs have to farm for useful cards you'll need against people like Haishin and Seto.
No
the world
chance.
record would never see a big drastic
Look at
improvement
that,
until
yeah,
the
yeah.
player Kanik would get
Oh,
the world's first sub 3 hour
shit.
completion at 2:53.08. This time is still listed as the world record today on
Wow,
speedrun.com.
2:53.08.
But Forbidden Memories has a big scene over in Japan as well, with their own leaderboards showcasing times that are faster than most have
What,
done in the West.
2:45?
With the current record being a 2:45.32 by the player Onion? Okay. Onion's starting deck was
Go on,
pretty
Onion,
textbook
lad.
when it comes to the kind of deck you're looking for, with 1 Dragon, 1 Thunder, Raigeki, and Horn of Light.
Oh, he must have got
His Rex
so
and Ishtar
lucky
farms
with this.
were extremely lucky.
Yeah.
Out of the first 3 duels on Rex,
Yeah.
1 drop was Crawling Dragon number 2,
Oh, yeah.
and the other Dragon Zombie.
Oh, mate,
On
yeah,
Ishtar,
yeah.
Onion gets a Dragon Treasure on his second duel. A 1.56% chance. If that
It's
wasn't
just,
enough, he then gets
it's just the
another
guy.
one just
Yeah,
15
it's just the
minutes
guy
later.
that just
Having 3
lined
quits by
everything
the 1
lined
hour
up for
20
him.
mark
Do you know what I mean?
Is not only very
He's just
rare,
the guy,
but also
bro.
ridiculously
He's just
fast.
lined up. Yeah.
He then farms until he has 55 starships to buy an Umi, then
Yeah.
heads towards the end game. On the
Yeah.
mages, Onion's luck continues to pile on.
I bet it
as
does.
he gets through them all without losing a single duel, including easy modes on High Mountain Mage, High Forest Mage, and High Meadow Mage.
Oh, you just
On Final
pure
7,
luck, mate.
Onion makes it through the first 3 fights swiftly, but finds himself against 2 Gate Guardians on High Shin. He has Umi out
Then
and is
what?
in desperate need of drawing an equip with the components for Twin-Headed.
And does. And does.
Lady Luck is on his side, and he draws exactly that, then proceeds to win the duel. Against Seto,
Wow.
Onion draws Umi and an equip on his first turn. If he draws a dragon, he's able to beat any card Seto has except for Ultimate. When you're in a situation like this, you just gotta
Imagine
pray
that.
he
You
doesn't
just
play it.
draw in a thingy. You leave yourself open, but knowing.
The blessing was granted, and Seto
Wow.
played Gate Guardian. Onion was able to draw his dragon 2 turns later, and was now past the most difficult fight in the game. The string of good RNG would continue, as Dark Knight played a trap on turn 1 instead of a monster. Dark Knight has 4 traps, where 2 of them are practically useless and impossible to trigger. Which, guess what, is exactly what he played here.
That's unbelievable.
Now,
isn't it?
it's the very last fight. This is where you realize that this is all or nothing.
Yeah.
The stars either align right here, where you get sent back 20 minutes to the beginning of Final 7, and miss your shot at the world record. What was Nightmare gonna play this time? Ultimate. That's it, I guess. I can't
No,
beat that.
no,
At least, I don't think
He's
so.
gonna have to like get 2 equips going or something. What's he gonna get?
The lottery ticket.
Oh,
Raigeki. The only card
The
that can get you out of this
lottery
position.
ticket.
The perfect draw at the perfect time. With 2
Oh,
ultimate dragons
mate.
staring him dead in the face,
Wow.
Onion strikes them with thunder and prays he
Wow.
goes easy from here on out. Nightmare's gimmick is that he only plays monsters. He does not have any spells or trap
Okay.
cards which could buy you time to stall.
Okay.
Onion has to hope for an incredible downgrade in attack power.
And it
He
was.
only has 3,500 life points left, so it's a game of hoping that
Yeah.
Nightmare does not play a third ultimate,
Guardian, yeah.
MBD,
Yeah.
or Moth.
Yeah.
He has to hope that in that 20-card hand, not a
ridiculous.
single one is any of those
That's
4 monsters.
ridiculous.
The chances are astronomically low.
But
on this fateful day,
he's the man,
it
innit?
really happened.
He's the
And
lucky
rest
man,
is
innit?
history. Black Skull, baby. It's in the bag. And that, my friends, is how lucky you need to get to get a world record in this game.
Just that one in
And
a
to end
million
it all,
run.
You get the sweetest victory sound imaginable.
Yep. 2 hours 45 minutes. You don't
And
understand.
also the credits.
I don't think I've ever seen these credits. I'm gonna be real with you. I have never seen these credits. Put it that way. I played this for a good few years. I had never seen these credits. You're joking me. I almost
Sometimes
feel
when
like
you
an
least
imposter
expect it,
watching these
you'll make it
credits.
through the final gauntlet.
No, never. I've never
Sometimes
completed
it's
this.
with a deck you never even thought could do it. It's really difficult to convey
Nobody
just
completed
how
this
luck-based
back in the
this
day.
game
Nobody.
is and how difficult it is to achieve the record, let alone just finishing the game.
This is stupid.
I've been playing this game a bit on my Twitch stream lately, twitch.tv/therixer,
Camel.
and people always ask me what the run length of the game is, and
It's not.
I can never give a straight answer.
There is no straight
My first run miraculously beat the game in under 8 hours,
Yeah.
an incredibly good time for a first completion.
Oh, yeah.
But my third run of the game legitimately took me 19 hours. Even with the best deck I've ever had, featuring 14
Exactly.
dragons, 9
These
thunders,
games is
3 equips,
impossible,
a widespread,
dude.
an Umi, and an MBD as the cherry on top.
Yeah.
Final 6 actually took me over 10 hours to beat, and that's not even that uncommon to see. If we return to the
The
Speedrun
final
Live
6
race
took you
results
10
page,
hours,
It's just hilarious
yeah.
to see the amount of forfeits present here. Sometimes you just have to surrender.
Yeah.
The game can absolutely break your soul,
Yeah.
giving you easy modes all the way through the final gauntlet, to then take it away from you right at the end.
Oh, it's
the
horrible.
game is so unpredictable in its runtime that an any % run has never been showcased at an ESA or Games Done Quick, despite the game's popularity.
Oh,
Although
because
after
they
ESA
just never know how
2016
long
had
it could go
concluded,
on
There was
for.
an alleged bonus stream with a Forbidden Memories run
Right.
performed by Mergy with no surviving video. The run
Yeah,
apparently went
yeah.
on for 12 hours without finishing.
Exactly. They can't show it in an
The
event
Forbidden
because you
Memories
just never
craze
know. It
even
could go on
spread
for
to some
fucking
bigger
7
names in the
days.
scene at the time.
You can't. Yeah.
The game
yeah.
is just a certified clip generator. The most absurd stuff just seems to
How
happen
many
all the
Gate
time.
Guardians was
And
that?
sometimes
4 or 5.
you'll get a meme drop every now and then.
Oh shit, I got a peacock. That must be because my cock needs to pee right now, so I'm doing walkaway strats on Neku again. I love alcohol.
I don't know, I have zero.
Trent!
What a fucking. I don't know what the fucking Trent is, to be honest. I think
Forbidden Memories still has a sizable cult following today. A lot of
fucking
people
hell.
speedrun card mods of the game, where you get more cards than just one.
Oh,
from
no,
beating an
that's
opponent.
bollocks, though.
It does
That's
make the
bollocks,
drops a
though.
bit
That's
less
bollocks,
significant,
that's
but it's
bollocks.
far more forgiving when it comes
Yeah,
to the time you
that's
spend on
bollocks.
the run as a
That's
whole.
bollocks. That's
Forbidden
bollocks.
Memories
That's
also has
bollocks.
a ton of fan-made ROM hacks that seek the goal of continuing
No,
to expand the Forbidden Memories world.
that's bollocks. Oh,
and
these are
keep the
different
fusion
cards that
system
don't
made
exist.
the game so memorable.
Oh, these are cards
The
that don't
people
exist
just
in the
wanted
original.
more
Nah,
FM,
nah, not
so
for
the
me,
fans
mate.
got to work.
Nah, not for
Even
me, mate.
today in
Not for
2022,
me.
though, vanilla Yu-Gi-Oh! FM speedrunning
Yeah, vanilla.
still has a loyal fan base.
Yeah, vanilla is what
People
it's
still
about.
race the game from time to time, and world record attempts are being streamed on Twitch fairly regularly.
You're joking.
Runners Tagger Player and Matt13 have both had runs well on pace to beat Onion's record, but something always goes wrong during the
Of course
final
it does,
gauntlet.
yeah.
But my money's on these two players to improve the record, or perhaps any of the top Japanese players. It's difficult to know how active their scene really is with the language barrier and most of them streaming on Nico Video instead of Twitch. It would be silly of me to have a channel dedicated to PlayStation speedrunning lore and not talk about Forbidden Memories. It's a game that's gone down in history as one of the biggest RNG fests in all of speedrunning. Some people cannot fathom why you would ever run a game like this where nothing is in your control. On the other hand, though, you can just sit back and relax, knowing that wherever the...
Right. I'll be back. Well, I've literally got half an hour to land this bad boy, so I'm hoping the runway, I'm hoping the final destination comes into view pretty soon. What are we, an hour and 10 minutes into the flight? Yeah, be touch and go this, isn't it? I'm absolutely flat out at 483 knots here. We'll see. It's going to be... Anyway, it's a good video, that, wasn't it? Crest, oh, this.
Over 15 years have passed since Wii Sports came out, and even long after the Wii craze died down,
I've watched this before years ago, but it's good.
Alive. Case in point, speedrunners. A huge surprise, I know. But for a while now, there's been one particular milestone that's been on everyone's mind. All sports in under 7 minutes. Wii Sports has its fair share of speedrun categories, but the one that appears first on the speedrun.com leaderboard is its most popular. All sports. In this speedrun, the player must win a game of tennis, win a game of baseball, complete a round of bowling, complete one of the 3-hole courses of golf, and win a fight in boxing. All sports started off as a fairly simple laid-back speedrun with not much serious competition, but over the years, that would begin to change. New runners, new discoveries, and new strats would transform all sports into a pretty optimized and very punishing speedrun. These efforts culminated in a world record of 7 minutes and 700 milliseconds, set by Shockwave TLS on January 20th, 2022, a run less than a second away from that glorious sub-7 minute barrier. During this time, Shockwave and former world record holder, Emoad Nomad, had been on a serious grind for the sub-7. Hot off the heels of Summoning Salt's All Sports World Record History video, Wave and Nomad were more motivated than ever, and based on their rapid improvement in the latter half of 2021, it seemed that sub-7 was gonna happen any day now, any week now, any month now, any year now. Nearly 2 years passed, and the record was still 7 minutes flat. By this point, Shockwave and Nomad had long thrown in the towel. But why? With sub-7 within both of these runners' grasp, you would think that they'd keep pushing. That is, if you look at the grind from a surface level, because if you know anything about all sports speedruns, especially at the top level, it can be an absolutely soul-crushing category to grind. At this point, you may be wondering, what made this 7-minute run so difficult to beat? Let's take a look. After picking a Mii with intentionally low skill levels in tennis, baseball, and bowling, Shockwave begins the run by winning a game of tennis, and it's an absolute cakewalk. Just serve the ball at its peak, and the terrible CPU players will rarely return it. You can lose some time if they do, but it's basically negligible, because the next sport, baseball, is where most runs that get out of tennis go to die. Baseball is by far the longest sport in the run, as well as the most random. The main strategy in the speedrun is to win via Mercy Rule, in which you end the first inning 5 runs ahead of the computer team, 5-0. The top of the inning has you at the bat, in which you'll want to bunt towards third base and get singles to load the bases, hit another bunt to score a run, and then hit a grand slam home run for the 5-0. After intentionally bunting for outs, it's time for the volatile bottom half of the inning, pitching. When playing defense in Wii Sports Baseball, you don't get to control anyone but the pitcher. You can mix up your type of pitching between a fastball, curveball, screwball, or splitter, but in the end, you're at the mercy of the computer at bat. Ideally, you want the computer player to hit outs within the infield, so not only do they not get anyone on base or score any runs, but that you can get 3 outs with as few pitches as possible. The fastest possible pattern is 3 pitches total for 3 outs in the infield. But these are incredibly rare. Even in his 7-minute run, Shockwave got a 4-pitch with a foul ball, which is still very good RNG, allowing him to exit baseball at 306. Compared to baseball, bowling has much more consistent strats with very little randomness. Unlike the previous two sports, where you face off against a computer player, bowling and golf are solo sports. In bowling, you want to score strikes on every frame but the final one. Getting a strike ends the frame, skipping the second throw. Except for frame 10, where getting a strike guarantees 3 balls for that frame, so an optimal speedrun targets 9 strikes, and there are consistent methods for getting strikes. Shockwave developed his own method called Moonball, which is very consistent and can almost guarantee a strike every time. Step 1. Move your character 2 ticks to the right until the left edge of that dashed line is barely past the center dot. If you're a lefty, reverse the directions. Step 2. Stand with your legs shoulder width apart, back straight, knees slightly bent, and your arms holding the Wiimote below the chest in a firm inverted triangle. Step 3. Hold B, swing with your arms locked above your head, and when the bowling ball is at its peak, release. When going for the world record, however, a faster, albeit less consistent method is recommended: volleyball. It's similar to moonball, except it's a smaller, faster movement. Much like hitting a volleyball, you release the ball much lower to the ground. Needless to say, the nerves start to set in, finally escaping the jail that was baseball, which in turn makes you more prone to mistakes. After 2 strikes using volleyball, Wave missed a strike in the 3rd frame. After this, Wave immediately switches back to Moonball, sacrificing a bit of time saved from volleyball in exchange for consistency. The rest of bowling went smoothly until the 9th frame, when Wave got unlucky and the 8-pin stayed up. Wave didn't do anything wrong execution-wise here. The 8-pin just happens to be the most random. With a 7-strike bowling, Wave fell behind his personal best, but the run was not over. It could easily be salvaged as he moved on to golf, by far the most technical sport in the run. Logically, you'd think that he'd pick the beginner set of holes, 1 through 3. Instead, he picked intermediate, which covered 4 through 6. On hole 4, Wave also performed an advanced strat known as a left pin driver chip, where he hit the ball into the bunker and then hit the ball with the driver directly at the flag from outside of the green for a chip in. This works because the flag acts as a wall. Left pin refers to where the hole spawns on the green, which is randomly selected between 3 pins. Left pins are much more favorable than the 1 in 3 chance of a right pin, where the hole is on top of a hill, and generally makes the hole slower and more difficult. Moving on to hole 5, we can see why intermediate was selected over beginner. Intermediate is faster thanks to a revolutionary glitch discovery: disconnected shots. On February 18th, 2021, speedrunner Plied would discover that by disconnecting the Wiimote batteries in the middle of a swing, you can hit the ball again upon reconnecting. While you can't go further than a normal shot, disconnected shots allow you to hit the ball from out of bounds areas, including the water. Not only that, but you can stop the ball on a dime during
absolutely
the
nuts, isn't it?
without having to
Speedrunning.
wait for the ball to spin.
It is interesting,
While
I
the strat
think.
is unintuitive,
Because it's just
disconnect shots
breaking
are
the
worth
game,
mastering
like doing
for
stuff
some
that was never
massive
intended.
Time save on holes 5 and 6, where you can cut across the
Right,
water
anyway,
for
we
a
started our
faster,
descent in
more
about
direct path to
5
the
minutes.
hole.
That's good.
Golf
Just
went
about make it, I think.
beautifully for Wave, leaving only one sport left: boxing. This is a fairly simple sport, where the most important strat is hitting your low-level opponent in a steady rhythm, timing critical hits.
Should we get some tunes
a
on for the
quick
end?
knockout. But you have to make sure most of your punches land.
Right.
And there is a small but unlikely chance that your opponent will get up. Luckily for Wave...
Right, hang on. Oh, I'll tell you why it's not working. Hang on a minute. Right, it's because I'm not logged into the right thingy.
Am I recording? Oh, guys. Yeah, I got this. I can make a phone call. I think EE phoned me earlier. I think it's EE.
Hi there. EE called today. We'll try again later. Or hold to speak to an advisor.
Yeah. Oh yeah, please.
Don't worry, you don't need to do anything. However, if you'd like more information or to remove your number from our calling list,
No.
please call 0800 029 1.
I want broadband.
Hi, thanks for calling. You're through to EE in Newcastle. My name's Michael. I'll be your caterer here. How are you doing? You alright?
Yeah, I'm not doing too bad, mate. Every day we're above ground's a great day. I'm doing all right there, my lad.
Exactly. Are you just returning this call there?
Exactly.
I
Even
want
using
the
his own.
best full fibre
Exactly.
broadband you've got available. What is? I upload to YouTube and Twitter and
4K.
Facebook, and I do 4K recording.
4K recording. 4K recording.
My files like 10 gig, 20 gig video files, and I need full fibre broadband urgent. I need a faster uploads.
Faster uploads.
No, I've not got no order with you. No, I was inquiring about one, but you know what? I'm desperate for full fibre. I need fast internet. I need super fast. The best speed you can give me, and the best uploads you can give me.
The best uploads.
I'm desperate for fast internet, mate. As soon as you can put it in, mate, I'll have it in tomorrow or the next day, whatever.
Right, we started our descent into Diori Hamani Airport.
Oh yes, I did, but I cancelled because they said I've
Niamey,
got another.
come on.
They said I've got another.
Let's get down.
account, but it wasn't at my address.
Weird. Really weird. Let's have a look at the EE broadband there too.
No, because what it is, can I tell you? I need to tell you.
I need to tell you.
And I want to tell
Yeah.
you. And I need to tell you. I've been with 3 networks since last November. And I've had a 5G outdoor hub.
Yeah.
And they promised me 150 megabytes of 5G broadband. But what happened is I was only getting 10 to 20 to 30 megabytes. But what 3's done, they've cancelled my contract.
Swear down.
Because they said I won't get enough, and I'm not getting any other charges. Because I was only getting 20 to 30 meg. Because 10 odd years ago, 10 years in 2000, I was getting 60 megabytes of BT. 10 years later, I'm getting 30 megabytes. I mean, it's poor, isn't it?
Yeah, that's not the best, mate.
And can I just say something? We just got full fibre installed a month ago in our area.
I'll have a look for you. Actually, set this little account up so far. 2 seconds. Anything you say, calls recorded for training and monitoring.
Yep.
My name's Michael. I'm the guy that you in Newcastle.
Oh, lovely, mate. Listen, I'm off Geordie and I'm off Walsh.
So get in.
My mum's side came from Lowfell in Gateshead. I'm off Geordie and I'm off Walsh, and I'm proud.
I swear he puts that stutter on whenever he wants to.
Would you have the BT broadband? I think I'll put more information.
My mum's from low.
Broadband, if you give me the.
I'm just gonna. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you a text with a pin, just because I've got most of your information here. Mr. Edwards.
Yeah. I need my glasses, mate, because I can't really see. Hold on a minute. I need some glasses. Hold on a minute. I need glasses. Hold on a minute. Because I'm in my 50s, my eyesight's getting a bit bad. It's old age.
I'm in my fit 50s.
5624.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, Mark Edwards. Yeah. So what's the best? What's the best? I want the fastest speed you can do. I hear that you do 1.6 gigabytes.
In your area. Let's see what the deals are.
Fucking glasses, man.
Put your information in now.
I know, but what I want is fast uploads. I need to upload 4K video fast. That's what I want.
Fucking steaming, isn't he? He's absolutely
mate.
steaming.
What email do you use there?
Pardon? What did you say, sir? I apologise.
What email do you use?
I use edwardsmark at hotmail.co.uk. ED.
Windows B/BT, same company, yeah. We will be able to hopefully get it sooner than anyone else. So,
Yeah, because when they go on these comparison websites, they offer you £150 reward card on BT. But like, if you don't do that, at least the price will be a lot cheaper.
Yeah. I've just sent you another pin now over text. Could you read that out, please?
Oh yeah, sure, sir, mate. So.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, sir, mate. Yeah. Hold on a minute. Hold on. I need my glasses on, sir. I need my glasses. 4229, sir.
Thank you. And I'm going to do the same with your email. I'm going to send you an email.
Yeah.
With a pin. Just 2 seconds.
Hey, I tell you what. Do you think Paul Gascoigne's a legend?
Yeah, 100%.
Exactly. He's a legend, isn't he, Paul Gascoigne? He's one of our own. Yeah.
Aye, 100%. We're going to send you an email with a pin.
Yeah.
Could you read that there, please?
Right, let's have a look. Hold on. Let's have a look, sir. Hold on a minute. I've not got it yet. Hold on. Hold on. Where are we? No, I didn't receive anything unless it's in the spam. Will it be in spam?
Might be in the spam, yeah.
Junk. No, I never got something, sir. I apologise, I never got anything.
Oh, don't apologise, it's not your fault. Just double check your inbox again.
Yeah.
See if there's anything there.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing's there, sir. Nothing there, sir.
I'll send another one there. I'll just send a new one there, see if that's come through.
No, nothing's come through, sir. I mean, if you don't get it, so I can always ring Vodafone up and get with Vodafone. I want the full fibre installed, 24-month contract, and I'm itching for it.
Yeah, I know, I can tell. I need to do this before progressing with an order, that's all.
Yeah, but hold on a minute. Hold on, just give me a second.
Progress to the next bit there.
Yeah, I want the fastest speed you can do and the fastest uploads you do. At the nearest point that you can get it installed. Because
he's like the dream customer, isn't it?
Only 2 or 3 weeks ago.
I want the best you got, the soonest I can have it. I don't care what it costs me.
Oh, no.
And would you also need us to require any additional help or you may need on your account?
No, I'm all right there, my lad. I'm all right there. I'm all right there, my lad. Yeah.
So I can do... Oh, it's cheaper than usual. And do the 1.6 gigabit broadband.
Yeah.
For £60.99 pence. As opposed to like
61 quid a month.
1.6.
Yeah, and what's your upload? I know, but what's your uploads?
Uploads are 150, which is a lot quicker than normal.
Must be a fucking good internet.
So if I have a
61 quid a month.
15 gig 4K video, how long would that uploads? How long would that uploads?
Must be a fucking rapid internet, that. And he said even that's on discount from 70 quid. It's normally 70 quid a month.
Yeah, if it's a
for
4K
Wi-Fi,
video,
bro,
15
what?
gigabytes, how long would that uploads?
It's fucking steaming, look.
So
Absolutely
1.6
fucking
gigabytes.
steaming.
I'll have it, mate. I'll have it. Yeah, I'll have it. What's the nearest date? Can you get it installed? The sooner the better.
We'll have to go through all the checks.
Fuck me.
And then I'll be able to tell you, like I say, this doesn't tell me until we get the go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm just finding out the answer to that question now.
Yeah.
So 115.
Come on, where's the fucking plane on this map? Come on. I need to get this
So
down.
I've got
15
go
minutes
for
to
a
get
credit
this
check,
plane
yeah?
down. Come on.
Yeah. So it'll take about 1,000 seconds. So about 1,000 seconds to upload. It says. That's me asking the.
Yeah.
So we put that in anywhere else.
Yeah. Yeah.
1.6 is the quickest broadband and the 150 is. So it'll increase to 64.99 from the 31st of March 2026, obviously with inflation, and then it'll increase to 68.99 from the 31st of March.
68 quid a month. Oh,
$68.99 a
that is
month
reasonable.
for Wi-Fi.
When the contract ends,
What?
it'll be 73.99 if you don't give us a call.
Yep.
68.99.
Yeah.
Obviously, you get up to 1,600 and you upload 150 megabytes.
Oh, love that. Look,
fucking
be a lot
rapid.
quicker. Yeah.
Much quicker. The speed on your broadband plan is the speed of the hub and it's shared across all devices connected.
Yeah.
The maximum speed you get on your devices is dependent on a few different factors like the
Yeah.
capability of the device, how it's connected, and how many other devices are connected, and how far the device is from the hub.
Yeah.
You can check your speed at any time by checking the MyDD app online or you give us a call.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't receive the minimum speed range 40, and after 30 days you can't get you back the speed of promised, you can leave your contract without paying any penalty there, okay?
Exactly. So yeah. I know. All I'm thinking about when you're going to install it.
We'll get there after the credit check. We'll get there after the credit check. As soon as I get that information, I'll give it to you then, sir. That's okay?
What? So I'm going to have a credit check, have I?
Yes, we're going to run you for a credit check, yeah. So you're taking the broadband only service, which doesn't come with a landline. Meaning if you need to contact anyone, like the emergency services, you'll need to use your mobile.
Yeah.
Services that use your landline, like healthcare alarm, burglar alarm, special security equipment, and duty alarms are not supported.
Yeah.
If you already have a landline number, you'll use it and won't be able to get it back. I know you don't have a landline number because you've got a broadband at the minute, you know.
Yeah.
And you don't want the TV package.
No.
So you're order subject to these terms and conditions, which we're going to send you an order confirmation.
Yeah.
Price plan to your broadband. Like I said before, it's by £4
Yeah.
for someone to check. And continue. Just give them the next bit. So, got your email, got your date of birth, 17/4/1974. So you're going to be sending an email in the next few minutes so you can set up your EID. Your EID will allow you to set up and manage all your accounts features such as account security, reviewing your bills of payment.
Yeah.
And you can check your as well.
Yeah.
Also, in the future, you have to receive updates, deals, and offers via email, text, phone, and post.
Yeah.
To keep you in the loop of everything. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
And would you be happy with the personalised offers?
Yeah, I'm happy with everything, sir. Because every day we're above ground's a great day. Yeah, I'm happy with everything, sir. Things happen for a reason. I'm very spiritual minded. Yeah, so everything happens for a reason.
Are you happy for us to fucking email you every day with the latest offers? I'm happy for everything, sir. Everything happens for a reason.
Yes, now.
Yes, brilliant.
Cute,
And do you own, rent, or other?
No, I actually rent from a housing association.
Right, let's get down to 3,000 feet.
Are
Yeah.
you currently employed at the minute?
Oh, here we go. Big question.
No, I'm retired to illness. Due to illness.
Yeah.
I've got hidden disability, so I don't work now.
Fair enough. How long have you been retired for?
35 years. Yeah, I've been retired to illness 35 years.
I can't. Oh, fucking, it's going to be the
So
death of me.
I've got to pass a credit check, have I?
I got to fucking minute, yeah. What's he just said here? I got it.
Yes.
To illness.
Fair enough. How long have you been retired for?
35 years.
You said 35 years.
Yeah, I've been retired to illness 35 years.
Oh, I need to concentrate. I've got to land this fucking plane now.
So I've got a panic.
Oh,
I've got a panic
Jesus.
credit check, have I?
Right, where are we? Right, I've got to concentrate here now. Jesus Christ.
So, this is the next bit that we're on to, okay?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So, when you perform an identity check using the details provided designed to protect you from identity fraud, we'll also use the details from processing the order to set up a direct debit. Could I take your source code, please, Mark?
Yeah, hold on. Give me a second.
Let's get this thing slowed down.
Yeah.
Before we set up services, you need to be doing a credit check from credit reference agencies. We'll use the person's details you have provided and they'll be recorded on your credit file. Can I confirm that you're happy to proceed with the check?
Yes, I'm ready for a credit check. Yeah.
Yeah, doing that now. Right, so unfortunately the credit check has come back as a decline. We're not too sure why. The broadband has been declined on the credit check. I think that's why they might have put you on BT last time. The BT just to stop that check. So I think that's why you went on to BT. Because applying for 1.6 gigabit broadbands,
Yeah.
they got credit check.
All right, sir, mate. That's not a problem, sir, mate. Thank you very much for your time.
No, thank you for your time. You take care, alright?
Oh, mate, thank you very much.
So, game over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been declined for full fibre. It's not for me.
It's not for
Being
me.
declined can be tough. Can you tell me what you were declined for? I may be able to provide some information or resources that could help.
What the fuck is that? I've been declined. Did you hear a fucking voice?
Yeah.
Did you hear a voice?
Yeah.
Hello? Is somebody in here? What the fuck? I just said, did you someone speak then? Unless I'm losing my fucking mind. Unless I'm losing my fucking mind.
Oh my God. Absolute class. Oh, Jesus.
I'm sure someone just
He's going to make me
speak
crash here.
then. Nah. I reckon I must be imagining it. Fuck.
Oh, Christ.
I've just been declined. Go on, speak then. No, someone never spoke. I must be fucking...
I'm way too high up here. Right, come on, let's get on with this. Fuck me. Right. Autopilot's off.
I'm sure I'm fucking hearing things.
Right. Let's fucking sort this out. Right. Cabin crew seats for landing. Okay, Jesus. Oh, funny, wasn't it? What time is it? Yeah, I've got 7 minutes. Yeah, we're alright, yeah. Oh, we'll be at the gate by 1 o'clock. That's alright. That's alright for me, my lad. In fact, I don't know what time zone we're in now. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I haven't looked it up, have I? I don't know what temperature is either, but forgive me, won't you? Oh, that was funny, that. Oh, God. This looks okay for now. Scoot doobity doo. Slight bit of a crosswind, but it's not too much of an issue. Everything seems okay. Everything's rendering in at the final possible second. Probably not that many people have landed here. But here we go. What are you on about? Look at everything just fucking popping into... What? Wow, look at that. It's got like... Whoa. It's like messed up. Right, okay. Okay. Let's just idle the throttles there. Just glide her in, baby. Straighten her up a bit. Ooh, it's going to be a thud. Ooh, okay. But it's directly centre of the runway though, isn't it? Whoa, that's not bad actually. Look at that. I mean, it was a bit of a thud and a bit of a smack, but damn, that was centre. Right, where we're going here? Off to the left, I reckon. Okay. Right, you know the gig, you know the speech. Welcome to Hamani, Diori Hamani Airport. Local time, I don't know. Temperature, I don't know. But we have made it down in about an hour and 45 minutes. Which is absolutely critical. I'm glad the flight didn't take any longer than predicted. I want to get this thing parked up as quickly as possible. But we have made it to Niger. Yeah, long flight. The next one to Burkina Faso isn't very long at all. Maybe half an hour, 45-minute flight for the next one. And I'm going to get this parked up as soon as possible because I am under time constraints. But all in all, successful flight. The World Tour continues. This has been flight 72 of 210. Hope you've enjoyed it. We've had some speedrunning videos on along the way about that old Yu-Gi-Oh game and Wii Sports or whatever. So yeah, a documentary about how Airbus is beating Boeing. So anyway, we've made it. We're down on the ground nice and safely. Didn't need ILS. This isn't really a parking spot, but it's going to have to do. So yeah, we are down on the ground in Diori Hamani Airport, Niamey, Niger. We are down. That has been flight 72. Let's see how long it was in the end. Seatbelt signs off and engines off, and we will see. I'm going to guess an hour and 47. An hour and 42, not bad. That's making good ground. And that was, I went a little bit faster than normal actually, because usually it's 263 knots at 38,000 feet. I was actually doing 265 knots, so it's a little bit quicker than normal. Thank you for joining the video. Thank you for watching. I'll be back next time for the flight to Burkina Faso. I'm not going to try and pronounce the capital city, but believe me, there's a lot of vowels in it. All right, thank you, and see you for the next one. The World Tour continues on Flawless 195. Thank you.